your boy Dominic from Sweden, and today I'm going to be showing you guys every single Great Depression we ever had in CS. Now, what do I mean with Great Depression? Well, just like the US had in 1929 and the 30s, they had a Great Depression, meaning everything was going down in price and people wanted to jump off Skyblock, so to say it. Well, believe it or not, this has happened many times in CS, and many people aren't aware of it or don't know the exact facts about it, so I'm here today to fix that for you and explain every single Great Depression ever in CS. But before that, I want to thank today's video sponsor, which is Skinland. Skinland is a CS2 marketplace where you can buy and sell your CS2 skins for real money safely. And very important, you can use code ANOMALY to get a bonus of up to $10 if you sell skins for $100 or more. On Skinland, you can buy skins for a lot cheaper than Steam as well, using one of their many payment methods. For example, on Skinland, a Talon Marble would cost you $830. Meanwhile, on Steam, you'd pay over €1,050, which is way more. Also, Fallen uses their website, so you know it's legit. Thank you once again, Skinland, very much for sponsoring this video, and now let's get back to it. Now let's jump straight into it. The first Great Depression of CS skins would be the Well, like I said, let's jump straight into it with the June 2016 gambling ban depression. And to put it simply, this depression was caused by Valve shutting down gambling sites. And this was the first ever real crash that we had with CS skins, and it was caused by the cease and desist letter that Valve sent to all the active CS gambling sites back then. Now, obviously, this caused most of the sites on that list to shut down in fear of legal repercussion from Valve, and this kind of made people feel like the monetary backing and the utility of CS skins was just taken away, which nowadays is a fucking stupid opinion, but back then, because you couldn't gamble them anymore, people were worried that they were gonna go down in price. And of course, people also used these sites to trade and exchange their skins, and now you couldn't do that anymore. Now, back in 2016, there weren't any databases of skin prices, so it's very hard to accurately track the prices and the decrease that this crash had. What I will, however, do in this video for these really old crashes and depressions is to use the Bayonet Vanilla as an example and show the price at the beginning and the end of each of these depressions. The month before these bans happened, in May, the price of the Bayonet Vanilla was €151, and at the end of 2016, the price had gone down all the way to only €80. Almost a 50% decrease in price, which is insane and unheard of today. Like I said, this was the first Great Depression of CS skins, but little did we know there were many more to come. The next one is kind of a two-in-one, but we'll start chronologically with the March 2018 trade ban depression. And as the name suggests, this depression was caused by Valve adding the 7-day trade hold for CSGO skins. Prior to this update, CS skins were instantly tradable and retradable. You could, for example, borrow your friend your knife for only one game of CS, and after it was done, he could send it right back to you. No trade hold, no waiting 7 or 8 days before you could send it to anyone. So on the 29th of March in 2018, Valve adds the 7-day trade hold. In this blog post, Valve alleges that they're adding the 7-day trade hold to combat fraud and scams, but they're definitely adding this to combat the ongoing gambling epidemic that had recently been picked up by mainstream media. The 7-day trade hold is still, up until today, the biggest change to CS trading ever. And it was not well received by the community. For example, here you can see an old change.org petition to revert to old CSGO trading rules with 161,000 signatures, which is insane. And this was added March 30th, the day after the trade hold was added. But as we now know, this petition did nothing to impact the 7-day trade hold. Sadly, this update was also what caused my trading site CS Offer to stop operations. RIP in peace. Now let's see the impact of the 7-day trade hold by checking the price of our trusty Bayonet Vanilla. The month before the trade hold in February, the price was €147. Only 2 months later, in April, the price had gone down to only €116. That's a 21% price drop in less than 2 months. As you can see by this Reddit post from the day the update came, people were not happy with it. Where were you when CSGO trading died? Hands down the stupidest thing introduced ever, rest in peace trading. CSGO just died died in one update. But as I said, little did we know that this wouldn't be the only Great Depression of skins in 2018. Only 3 months later, in June 2018, we had the OP skins ban depression. Now, this depression kind of stacked on the 7-day trade hold depression and was caused by Valve forcing OP skins to shut down. Back then, in 2018, there really only was a handful of marketplaces, but OP skins was by far the biggest one and the most trusted one. They basically had a monopoly on the CS cash-out market. And in most people's eyes, when Valve shut down OP skins, they also shut down the option of people getting real money for their skins. And this is why it had such a big effect on the market. Now, the reason OP skins was shut down was because of their newly released product Express Trade, which basically circumvented the 7-day trade hold so users, but mostly gambling sites, could still operate with instant trade function. Now, obviously, this is something Valve did not want, and I explain Express Trade in further detail in my old video from 2018. Link in the description, if I remember. Otherwise, just search on YouTube Anomaly OP skins ban. As soon as these news broke that we had the 7-day trade hold, not only that, OP skins was also shutting down, I actually sold most of my skins back in 2018, and I didn't end up buying many skins for quite a long while just because the market was so unstable. In my opinion, this is by far the most chaotic CS crash we ever had, because people were literally just panic selling everything they had, undercutting each other all the time just to get some money out of the skins they had. The sheer panic people had back when this happened, I don't think we're ever gonna see again in CS. Now, for this example, I'm not going to use the Bayonet Vanilla as a price reference, but rather the OP Dragonlore Factory New, because I myself had them back in the day, and I have screenshots detailing the prices before and after from my own video in 2018. The price of a Factory New Dragonlore on the 15th of March, 2 weeks before the trade hold was added and well before the OP skins ban happened, was averaging around $2,540. As you can see by the screenshot, there were plenty of sales averaging around this price and just 10 sales on the same day as I took the screenshot. However, 2 months after this, on the 9th of June, the price of that same Factory New OP Dragonlore was only $845. That's a 70% price drop in just 3 months. And just for comparison, today an OP Dragonlore is worth $11,200. Now, it's also worth noticing that this screenshot I have from 2018, where the Factory New Dragonlore is listed for $845, that's not a sale. That was an active listing. So we definitely had sales for under $800. I just don't have those screenshots on me right now, which means that the price drop is actually even more insane than 70%. Another example of people selling everything they had was the 2 souvenir Factory New Dragonlores listed on OP skins, both by the same guy, for only $12,500. Now, $12,500 is still a lot of money, but not when you compare it to today's value, where they're listed on Buff for like over $400,000. Now, of course, this insane price decrease isn't only from the OP skins ban, but rather both the OP skins ban and the 7-day trade hold working together to create what's still to this day the biggest price crash ever in CS history. And the way OP skins was shut down is actually very funny. That's where we have this meme picture of the Valve lawyer DMing OP skins saying, "Shut down or we're gonna sue you." Now, after this huge crash, it took a long while for the market to rebuild, but at least we didn't have any other major crashes until April of 2023. We had the CS2 limited test depression. Now, this depression was basically only caused by over-investment and overhype. As soon as CS2 was announced, people started buying every single skin they had, just hoarding all of them with good reasoning. CS2 was an insane update to the game. In fact, it's the biggest update we've ever had to any Counter-Strike ever, because of the fact that it turns into a new game while keeping the skins from the old one. No other update could ever beat it. No matter if it's an operation or it's a bunch of new maps or cases, collections, it's still not a whole new game. And that's why basically everyone was investing their money into the skins to resell later when the price had risen. And oh boy, did the prices rise. When the prices rose to the insane heights that they did, a lot of traders wanted to cash out their profits, so they started listing their items for sale. And with so many traders and investors listing their skins and not enough people buying because the prices were so insane and maybe the game didn't deliver on what they were hoping, these investors started to undercut each other with their listings. And just simple supply and demand, the demand wasn't there, so prices started started going down fast. And thankfully, because this is so recent, we have very detailed data on the price decrease. A couple of days before the announcement of CS2 on the 21st of March 2023, the market cap of skins was $2.84 billion. 1 month later, on the 19th of April, the market cap of skins was at the highest it's ever been at $4.27 billion. 3 months later, on the 20th of July, the market cap of skins was back down to only $2.97 billion. Comparing the market cap from April to July, that's a 30% drop or $1.3 billion lost. And in my previous examples, I've only used one item, but because we have so much data about this crash, it means not only one item dropped 30%. No, this overinvestment sell-off actually caused a 30% crash in the whole market on basically every single skin. And I feel this era of CS trading was less panic and more just sadness. Because as you can see, before CS2 was announced versus after the crash had happened, the price difference isn't that big. It's actually up a little bit, but the sadness is coming from watching all of these skins just skyrocket in value and then maybe not getting that money from it and then having to sell for either way less than you could have or selling for a loss. And now finally, the most recent depression we've had in CS was September of 2023 with the CS2 full release depression. And this depression was caused by CS2 releasing and being shit. First of all, when the game released, a lot of people decided to sell off their skins that they had bought as investments during the limited test just to secure profits, and this huge sell-off when CS2 released had a lot of the same problems that the limited test crash had, with just people having way too many skins for sale but not enough demand, so people are undercutting each other. And the second reason is because when CS2 released, there was almost no content, and there still isn't, so a lot of people just weren't happy with the state the game was in, weren't playing as much, and decided to sell all of their skins. This is by far one of the most easy to explain depression eras because the reasons why the crash happened was so simple. Basically, if the game sucks, people sell their skins. A few days before the full release of CS2, on the 15th of September, the market cap of CS2 was $3.65 billion. Only 2 months later, in November, the market cap had gone down to only $2.7 billion. That's a 2-month full CS2 market cap loss of 26%, or $950 billion just vaporized. And that's basically all of the depressions up to this point. There are some other things that have impacted the market, like for example duping skins, which caused a lot of trust issues in the trading community, but these haven't been large enough or on a wide enough scale to be considered full-blown crashes or depressions. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you learned something about the history of CS2 skins, and now I'm just worried that another crash is coming, which means first of all I'll have to make another one of these videos, and second of all I'm gonna lose a lot of money. Whoop!